forget to rate, subscribe, leave your comments as always, and hit the notification bell for all the latest updates and latest shows on BWTM, and catch us live as well. Hit that notification bell now. Okay, we've just interrupted Uncle Bashir on his travels, so you wanted to get a quick word with him to hear what's been going on in the world of boxing and what his views have been, what he's been seeing, what's been going on. So, Uncle Bashir, what's been going on? How have things been?
Steady, just steady. Just coming from a physician's office, trying to go to another physician's office, but that's what my life has been. It's been reduced to just see a doctor. That's all. Trying to stay alive.
I get that. I understand that. Well, I don't understand it, but I guess I can only sympathize. How are you feeling within yourself, though, despite all these challenges?
I'm optimistic. I think that that I'm on the road to recovery.
Okay.
It'll be a minute, but I think I'm on the road to recovery.
Okay. Well, there are many people that wish you well in this recovery. So
I'm grateful for those people. I'm grateful for them. I need.
Hold on. Got a bit of feedback. Okay. So talk to me about, obviously, you had your views and thoughts on the Joshua fight before going in with Joshua in the rematch. What do you think is overall performance of Anthony Joshua in his performance against Andy Ruiz? Many people are calling it a masterclass.
Well, he did what he was supposed to do the first time. He controlled the boxing from the outside. Some people said that he was boxing to survive, but I think that's what boxing is. Boxing is to making adjustments, and to his credit, he made the adjustments, and he fought smart, he fought intelligent, and I would not, if I was the trainer, I wouldn't have had him box any other way. But he had a willing accomplice in Ruiz, because I couldn't understand why would a guy come in at 268 for the first fight with 5 weeks notice, then have a 4-month notice and come in at 286. I fail to see the logic in that. So, I mean, Anthony fought a small fight, which was very wise. Kudos to Anthony Joshua. But he had a willing accomplice in Andy Ruiz. Coming in, I told you, at 286, it was terrible.
Well, I spoke to another trainer. He said Fat Boy's getting knocked out tonight. He spent too much time partying. But I spoke to Michael Hunter.
I think that's a weak excuse.
Do you?
That he spent too much. It's a weak excuse that he spent too much time partying. He didn't take the fight serious. How could you not take the fight serious? And this is your first defense of the World Heavyweight Championship, and you're the first Mexican American boxer to ever achieve that. Then you're gonna let the Mexican people down. You're gonna let yourself down. You're gonna let all of the fans down that believed in you. And then you got people going around saying that the title was bought from Ruiz. That he purposely did that. So you can't blame those people for thinking like that. You can't blame those people for talking like that, because hey, it's easy to believe. Something like that is easy to believe.
Do you think? So you think that? I mean, I remember speaking to somebody on the train going back to my place in Sussex, and this gentleman worked for DAZN. He said, "Believe me, Joshua will win," and he's quite a high executive at DAZN. He went, "Joshua will win. We will get those belts back." Now the thoughts are that Joshua, the whole arena was built for Joshua. The stadium was built for Joshua. It was all built for Joshua to get the belts back. And I kind of feel bad because Joshua actually boxed better in that fight than I've seen him boxing his whole career. So,
But again, he didn't have no Joe Frazier in front of him. You understand what I'm saying? Joshua boxed a beautiful fight. I'm not taking anything away from his achievement, but he did not have a Joe Frazier in front of him. That's a true test of a person's skill. All he had was a plodding fat boy in front of him that couldn't move, that couldn't do nothing because he was too tired to move.
Well, there are some people saying the performance was like Ali. Other people are saying it's like Klitschko, and people are saying that Klitschko advised AJ in how to take this rematch and how to box. People said he looked Klitschko-like as well. Your thoughts, having worked with Klitschko?
Yeah, I can see that. I see that he had communicated with Vladimir, but it's what's to be expected of Joshua, the stature, the physical stature. I mean, it doesn't take a mathematician to see how Joshua should box against a short guy like Ruiz and short, fat guy like Ruiz. So it doesn't take a real mathematician to say, oh, you need to stay outside and jab and move left to right, right to left, and just stab him with jabs and occasional right hand. It doesn't take a mathematician to figure that out.
But Ruiz has been boxing for almost 20 years. I found it almost shocking that he didn't know how to close the range down, and the guy who's got 10 years more experience than.
Close the range down. He was 286 pounds. He was blowing wind by the fourth, fifth round.
But he went 12 rounds with Joshua. He went 12 rounds.
He went 12 rounds in a rocking chair. He was just stumbling around the ring. He never tried to cut the ring off. He never cut the ring off and exploded on Joshua because he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. He was just too big. He's too fat.
I've had other people's comments in here said that Joshua's stamina looked incredible for somebody who normally has stamina issues. He looked incredible. Is it possible for him to have that stamina by just hard work or anything else? Because I thought he just boxed well and his stamina held up very well. He looked like he could have done another 12 rounds of that.
Excuse me, I have a traffic guy call me. Don't go.
With Uncle Bashir, we'll be back with us in a minute. Please do get your questions in for Uncle Bashir. And I'll just read some of the comments out that are here. Danny Brown, big up Uncle and Ingram. Denise Ward says, good afternoon, Ingram and Mr. Bashir.
Go ahead.
Okay, back in, Uncle. We were talking about the AJ fitness, being able to do the 12 rounds.
I mean, he did that, like I said. He did that.
Uncle, you're breaking up again.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
I said he did that, with no Joe Frazier in front of him. Muhammad Ali did that with Joe Frazier in front of him. He did that with Ruiz in front of him.
Yeah, but hold on. Are we now discrediting Ruiz? Because Ruiz before was one of the best heavyweights in the world. Now he's a fat boy.
He was a fat boy. Look. He was the fat boy in that fight. He came in at 286 pounds.
But he was a fat boy in the first fight. Remember?
But he was the fat boy, hungry fat boy, at 268.
The hungry fat boy. Okay, I like that.
Yeah, and this here in the second fight, he was the fat boy that ate.
So if we get a third fight, are we going to get the fat boy that wants to win the title back, or the fat boy wants to eat again?
What? He didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing to warrant a third fight. Nobody wants to see that again. I don't. Nobody wants to see that again. I don't want to see that again. He needs to get back to the drawing board and earn his shot.
Uncle,
wants to give him a third shot.
Uncle, Anthony Joshua wants to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Here's the question: can I get a 2-time? Can I get a 2-time?
Yeah, I mean, he did this, like I said, Muhammad Ali did that with Joe Frazier in front of him. Okay. He did that with Ruiz in front of him. And Ruiz didn't take advantage of the position that he was holding. He didn't take advantage of the heavyweight championship.
So AJ lost all that weight, 3 stone, 2 or 3 stone lighter. Is that the way AJ should be in the future, from your opinion?
I think that different strategy.
Uncle, you're breaking up again, Uncle.
Every fight
Oh, you're breaking up, Uncle.
requires different techniques.
Wait, hold on.
I don't know what the heck.
Let me fix this for you, Uncle. Hold on. Let me fix this. Let me see if I can fix this for you. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix this. Okay. Now let's try again, Uncle. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Different fights requires different applications, different strategies, different techniques. So what works in one fight may not work in another fight. In that fight, that was a great strategy, to lose the weight, to be where he could move. And I thought that would be plain to Ruiz, that Joshua was preparing for a fight that he's going to be moving. I thought Ruiz would come in at least 10 or 15 pounds lighter, so that he can move with him. But apparently he didn't get the memo, and he went and ate at the buffet. So it was Ruiz versus the mashed potatoes.
Or the tacos.
Yeah.
Or, let me ask, what about the fact that it wasn't in the script for Ruiz to win the rematch? Look, you're not winning the rematch. Forget this. Take your money and go home.
Look, people are saying Ruiz took a payday.
That's what I'm saying.
He took some money under the table to just get out the way, so Joshua could make the fight with Joshua versus Wilder. And this is what people are going around saying. This is the assumption of people,
So, based on what you saw of Joshua there, are you saying he's the best heavyweight in the world based on that performance?
I said that it was a good performance, but that was one performance. We have to see Joshua in the next 2 fights to make the assumption of that he's the best heavyweight in the world. Right now, I think that Anthony Joshua is the best heavyweight. I mean, Deontay Wilder is the best heavyweight in the world right now. That's what I see.
Okay, what do you make of Joshua's next opponent? Probably going to be Kubrat Pulev in America. What are your thoughts about that fight?
I think that Joshua wins that fight.
Bob Arum thinks that Joshua Pulev can knock Joshua out and become champion.
No, I think Joshua wins that fight. I don't think that Kubrat Pulev can beat Anthony Joshua. I never thought that.
No chance.
It's always a chance. Kubrat Pulev is a good heavyweight boxer, but I just don't think that he's at the level of boxing in his applications that he can beat Anthony Joshua. No, I think that Anthony Joshua will be well prepared for Pulev, that he will best Pulev over 12 rounds.
Do you think Pulev's learnt from his Klitschko fight where he just kept getting caught with a left hook?
I think that, again, that Joshua will give Pulev a shellacking.
Oh boy. Well, I think he's done a smart thing, Joshua. Rather go down the Pulev route than go down the Usyk route, who I think Usyk's going to get Chisora for a vacated belt, the WBO.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's going to happen. It's been advertised enough. It was advertised before Joshua even fought Ruiz for the second time that the belt was going to get vacated.
That's a good fight between Usyk versus
Chisora.
That's a good fight.
I think so too. We talked about it before. Can I ask you a historical question? Joshua said that he'd be more than happy to go and spar with Fury to help him prepare for Wilder.
I don't think that's a good idea. You know, I think that he should leave that alone. You know, if I were the trainer for the heavyweight champion, I would tell him just to nix that.
Why?
Why should he?
Why? I've said it already. I've given my reasons on the channel. But please, you're the experienced trainer. You're the guru of boxing. I want to hear your opinion on this.
Well, I think that, you know, it demeans the position of being the heavyweight champion of the world. I think it's demeaning that he's going in to be a sparring partner for anybody, you know? I mean, not that being a sparring partner is a bad thing, but he's the heavyweight champion, all right? And I just don't see him getting any accolades for going in to be a sparring partner against Tyson Fury and giving Fury a look at how to beat him and him getting a look at how to beat Fury. So I think it's a bad idea all the way around. Well, I wouldn't do it.
He says that
I would advise against it.
He says that it would benefit him going to spar with Fury because he says that, you know, to work with an elite heavyweight, he's world class, I'm world class, let's work together. That's what his idea is.
Yeah, well, go. You know, let him go. I wouldn't do it. If I was training the heavyweight champion, I'd tell him, no, don't do it.
That's what I said as well. I said it's ridiculous. What are you going there for? I said that's like Terence Crawford. That's like Terence Crawford sparring with Errol Spence, and they're going to fight the next month or 2 months, 3 months time.
No, I think it's a bad idea. I wouldn't do it.
That's like Ali sparring with George Foreman to prepare for Joe Frazier. Why would you do that?
No, it's not a good idea. Period. I wouldn't do it.
Have you known in the history of heavyweight boxing or any boxing that two guys that are at the top of the game are gonna spar with one another, potentially could fight in the next fight or the fight after that? Have you ever heard of that in boxing?
No. No, absolutely not.
It's crazy, isn't it? And I'm just thinking to myself, the ego of both of those guys in a ring. Can you imagine those two guys in the spar? Could you imagine one of them takes liberty with the others? Oh, that'd be an all-out war and full of egos in that ring.
It's just not a good look for the world heavyweight champion. It's just not a good look.
Yeah, but Tyson will say he's the linear heavyweight champion of the world. That's Tyson's argument. He'll say, I'm the linear heavyweight champion. Well, he's the unified champion. I'm the man. Nobody's beat me. I'm the man. I gave you them belts.
Okay. Well, you still have to get in there to prove yourself. And based on that last fight, no, he's not the heavyweight champion of the world.
Do you want to talk about that Otto Wallin fight for a minute? And your assessment of Fury?
Otto Wallin was within inches of taking the linear championship. He was within inches of it. He got a little tired, a little frustrated at the end, but he was within inches, and I think that was a big boost for Otto Wallin's career.
I've been saying that Fury taking off weight, putting weight on, taking off weight, putting weight on, and now the cut over his eye, to me shows that's when you keep losing and putting on weight. You're stretching the skin and the elasticity of the skin goes. And once you start getting cut like that, it's pretty downhill in your career when it comes to cuts. What part of Fury's career are we looking at here? Are we looking at peak Fury? Are we looking at Fury that's going to get better? Or are we looking at a guy that's just stagnating and on his way declining, in your opinion?
I think the Otto Wallin fight opened up the door for more serious challenges towards Tyson Fury now. I think Otto Wallin showed other boxers that, yes, you can reach him. Yes, you can cut the ring down. Yes, you can land good punches on him. You know, I think that the fight that he's going to have now is going to be more stiffer fight. More stiffer fight.
How do you see him going against Deontay Wilder in the rematch? A lot of people still talking about him. How Fury?
I think Deontay Wilder beats him. Deontay Wilder beats him in a good fight, in a good fight, in a hotly contested fight. I think Deontay Wilder beats him inside 7 rounds.
Strategy against fighting Wilder. If Fury were to go for the knockout and actually hold his feet and try and knock Wilder out, what's the result of that in your opinion?
If he does what?
Hold his feet and try to go and try and knock Wilder out.
His best bet, in my opinion, is to try to box Wilder, try to frustrate Wilder, try to take Wilder out to sea and just tattoo him and try to get a decision. But if he tries to stay there and try to knock Wilder out, well, it could be very costly. You know, as we've seen, Wilder has that juice to get a person about it late or early, doesn't matter.
So the switch of trainers, moving from Ben Davidson in what, December? The fight's in February. How much can a new trainer give Tyson Fury within that space of time?
Well, I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think whoever trains Tyson Fury at this point, I don't think they can have much of an impact on Tyson Fury's style because Tyson Fury dances to the tune of his own music. You know, he dances to the tune of his own music. Uh, I don't think anybody can teach him something new. I think that he's already settled in his ways and he'll fight like that for the rest of his career. I know one thing, that if he's in trouble in there, he's going to fight like Tyson Fury. Nothing nobody can teach him.
Mm-hmm. He'll revert
I
back.
don't think so. I don't think so.
He'll
It's
revert.
yet to be seen.
He'll revert back to type. Your good friend Eddie Guerrero or Danny Brown or whichever alias he wants to come on, he says that if Fury can get on the inside of Wilder, he's going to cause him problems. But I don't quite know how that works.
Yeah, if he gets on the inside is Wilder, but understand, getting on the inside of Wilder, it's a two-way street. You understand? You got to watch out for that trolley car that travels up and down that road. You understand? If you try to get on the inside of Wilder, Wilder throws a good left hook. He throws a more potent right hand, and now he's also adding uppercuts to his arsenal. So Deontay Wilder is a dangerous puncher. Long story short, he's a dangerous puncher.
I think he's improving, Uncle. A lot of people call him windmill, but I haven't seen him windmill since Joe Washington fight. They've been straight, clean shots he's been knocking guys out with.
Windmill, Windmill. Let me tell you something. If he lands, watch out. That's all.
Okay. Dillian White, his comeback against Amaris Vac being almost 2 stone overweight and taking the fight on 3 weeks' notice.
Well, the jury is out on Dillian White. You know, he wasn't in the best shape in the Rock fight, so I basically dismissed that day. He took the fight at the last minute, so I basically dismissed that.
If I'm gonna make a bet, I think that the next fight, if Matchroom are as predictable as they've been, I believe his next fight will be against Povetkin. What do you think? How do you think he does against Povetkin?
Dillian?
Yeah.
That's a very interesting fight. Those styles make for a good fight.
Who's your money on?
I don't know. That's a good fight. Like I said, that's a very interesting fight. Very interesting fight. It's a close fight. Either way you look at it, it's a close fight. A tough fight, a close fight.
Your thoughts on I was going to say something, not Dillian White. Michael Hunter's fight against Povetkin. What do you think about that fight?
Well, I don't think the best Michael Hunter was in that ring. I don't want to take anything from Povetkin's performance because he stood in and he did what he had to do to even make it a draw. I do think that was a knockdown, that they should have scored that a knockdown for Michael Hunter. But Michael Hunter got up and came back and he got back in the fight. And he fought his butt off to get back in the fight. So I think that the draw was a justified call. But in saying that, I do think that he should have been scored a knockdown.
Okay. Do you think he should have been lighter in that fight?
He should have been what?
Lighter in weight.
Yeah, I think he was a bit too heavy. I don't think that Michael needs to be 225. I think he needs to be more like 218, 217, 215, around that area. He'd be more effective. I think he got tired carrying that weight. He's just not a big guy, and
Right.
he shouldn't spend a lot. He shouldn't spend a lot of time trying to be a big guy. I think he's better at 215, between 215 and 218.
Okay. The rise of the Eastern European fighters, Herkovic, and the other, Machinov. I saw him fight. What do you think of the Eastern European fighters? People think it's a new wave of heavyweight champions. What are your thoughts?
I think these guys are viable contenders. You know, they're very serious, they're very focused, and they can cause problems. They can cause some problems.
Who's the best out of all of them, would you say?
Alexander Usyk, easily Alexander Usyk.
Better than Herkovic?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I'll take Alexander. Yeah, I take Alexander. Urkovic is a really good fighter, really tough fighter. But I pick Usyk over all of them.
What about the other one? There's one, Abasabalov or whatever his name is.
I don't care who it is. I pick Usyk over.
There's one guy there who's knocking guys out. He fought. I think he fought. I think he might have fought Samuel Peter. I'm not sure. He hits. He's got a huge right hand on him. Big guy, huge. It's like they saying he's like a real beast in the amateur system, and now he's gonna start tearing through the heavyweight division. Can't remember Abdusalamov, I think his name is. I'm not sure.
I don't know who that is. I'd have to see him. Maybe I saw him and don't realize I saw him.
Okay. I want to talk to you about this new craze of when a guy gets hurt fighting good opposition, he suddenly is not the man. Terence Crawford defended his title against the Green Machine, who our good friend Ray Robertson fought and didn't get the proper decision, got a draw against him, but beat him. Terence Crawford got hit, and I did warn people before the fight that this guy can punch and Crawford needs to be careful. But because he got hit by a guy who can punch and has a very good amateur pedigree, because he got hit and hurt in that fight, but still came back and knocked the guy out, he's suddenly been exposed. What is it with boxing fans today that if a guy gets hurt?
Well, I think you can't put a lot of stock in that there because the fans are not the ones that's in there taking those punches. You know what I'm saying? Any given time, a professional fighter can be hurt by another professional fighter. The fans don't give one as much credit as they may give another. The fans don't have as much expectations in one fighter as they would another. I'd like to see Terence Crawford cross swords with
Errol Spence?
No.
Sean Porter?
Sean Porter.
I'd love to see that.
I'd like to see that.
I'm not sure if we're gonna see Errol Spence box again.
What do you mean?
I'm not sure if we're gonna see him box again. My intel the last time I heard the story about Errol Spence is that we won't see him box again. And I heard that information about a month ago. And I haven't seen anything since to suggest he will box again. That's what I'm hearing. The injuries were worse than people are willing to report. That's what I heard. And I've seen nothing to. I've seen nothing to suggest anything different. I hope the young man makes a speedy recovery and can box again, but I don't like what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that's sad. That's a sad situation. Very sad situation.
It is a sad situation.
But there's a lesson in that for other young boxers out there to pay attention and don't think that you're Superman. Don't think that you're above being injured or being killed for that fact.
Yeah.
So you have to.
You do realize that Spence situation happened the same week that you got hospitalized as well. You do know that, don't you? It was the same week.
Yeah, well.
It was a bad week for boxing, Uncle.
He got hurt because I definitely got hurt. So maybe the boxing Grim Reaper was making his rounds.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, what else can we talk about? Yeah, this other story. Canelo vacated his WBO light heavyweight title because I think the story is Anthony Yard challenged Canelo to a fight. Canelo pulled out the WBO light heavyweight title. But the story I'm actually hearing now is that Canelo and his people are considering him fighting at heavyweight. What are your thoughts about that one?
Oh no, I mean that's pushing the rule far. Who's going to be the heavyweight?
Well, I'll be surprised seeing him at heavyweight, maybe fight someone at heavyweight like the WBA regular belt. And somebody, some.
I really don't want to engage in that kind of conversation. To me, what is Canelo? 5'8"? Come on, man. Come on. I mean, him vying for the heavyweight championship is a joke. It's a joke. I mean, him vying for the cruiserweight championship is a joke. I can't see that happen.
This is what they're going to try and do. They're trying to make him greater than Floyd Mayweather. That's the angle.
Well, I'm like, who cares? Who cares? It doesn't excite me at all. And I'm not one of those persons sitting around wishing for that. No.
There's another story that Bob Arum came out with. He wants to see Terence Crawford fight Canelo. It's nonsense.
No, he wants to see Terence Crawford get hurt.
That's what I'm saying. Why would you put Terence Crawford in with Canelo? That's as bad as bringing Kell Brook up to fight Golovkin. That's worse, actually.
Canelo would beat him. I don't see Terence Crawford doing anything with Canelo.
At middleweight? That's ridiculous.
No.
It's not good, is it?
Canelo is too strong, and he boxes good enough to beat Terence.
That's the stories that are going around at the minute, Uncle.
Oh, please. I'm not interested in it. I'm not interested. That to me is like foolishness, I want to see good fight, a good combination in the styles. But I don't want to see this supernatural stuff,
Supernatural stuff.
I don't want to get caught. It's not appealing to me. Crawford versus Canelo. It's not appealing. I just don't see it.
Well, they'll try to get. They'll try to make.
He has enough to keep Canelo off.
What about Spence versus Canelo? If that fight, if Spence was able to box again, would you ever want to see Spence versus Canelo?
I don't think Spence could beat Canelo. I don't think he could beat Canelo. I never thought he could beat Canelo.
I didn't either, to be honest. Here's a fight that I know. What I'm very excited about. This weekend, it's Charlo versus Harrison 2. Yes. Yeah. I'm excited about that fight, big time.
Yeah, that stirs the interest of boxing fans.
Absolutely. The build-up. I tell you what, PBC have done some good build-ups. They did a nice build-up for Ortiz, and they're doing a great build-up here for Harrison. Charlo, you warned us about Harrison. You warned us about him, and he's come to pass.
Yeah.
Harrison's a damn good fighter. First and foremost, he's a damn good fighter. Experience as well.
Yeah, Harrison's been in there. He's a tough kid, and he's in there for the long haul. If Charlo manages to beat him, he's going to be in a tough fight. I'll tell you that. He's going to be in a tough fight because Tony Harrison is not going to let go of that belt easily. He's going to fight.
The only way I think Charlo can win his fight is by knockout. He's got to knock him out. He's got to hit him on that chin. He's got to knock Harrison out.
Yeah.
If he doesn't.
Harrison can box. This is a good fight. It's a good, evenly matched fight. I want to see it.
Absolutely. A great fight. A very, very good fight. So, is there anything else in the... Oh! Have you got any more information on Habazan versus Shields? In terms of the for Ivana's side of things. How are things going in camp for Ivana?
Ivana is in camp and she's doing well, She's doing well. She's going through the training process. She's got good sparring partners in there, and I expect that we're going to see a really, really good fight between her and Clarissa Shields. I suspect we're going to see a really good fight. And I think that everybody should tune into that fight because I think this is going to be a really good fight. Clarissa's training, with her trainer, John David. Ivana is training with Stevie
Upshur
Chambers.
Yes.
And I think that this is going to turn out to be a really good matchup between the two girls. It's going to be a good fight.
Absolutely, absolutely. Is there anything else
Yeah,
you want? One other thing I will ask you about. You do know that Fury Wilder 2 has a Fury Wilder 3 attached to it, right? Regardless who wins the rematch, there's going to be a third fight. What do you think about that?
Not if Wilder puts Fury to sleep.
No, regardless. They've already said it. There'll be a third fight.
If Wilder puts him to sleep, it won't be a rematch. If Wilder puts him to sleep, it won't be no rematch. There won't be no need for a rematch. There will be no need for a rematch.
That's exactly what I said, but they've already signed a contract for a trilogy.
Yeah, well,
Have you?
It's a good fight. It's a good fight. Yeah, they can bring him back.
Have you ever heard of such things where before a second fight is fought, there's a third fight already signed up?
No, I've never heard that.
I tell you, boxing are going down some different routes now. I'm telling you, some routes I've never heard of before.
Yeah, well, we're gonna see what happens. But I think Wilder is the man to beat now, and that changed drastically as opposed to 13 fights ago. My opinions have changed drastically. I think Wilder is the man to beat now. He's the guy in the heavyweight division to beat, and that didn't change with the Fury fight pass. That didn't change. Fury put in a very good account of himself. The fight was a draw, but my opinion didn't change about Wilder. Wilder is the guy to beat in the heavyweight division.
So who's delaying the undisputed? I mean, now we won't get an undisputed because even if Joshua and Wilder were to fight next, and Fury to take step aside money, and Usyk were to take step aside money, well, they'd have to all take step aside money, and the WBO title, Joshua has to defend against Usyk or Pulev. So there's less chance.
The fight that I'm interested in now is Chisora versus Usyk.
Yeah, that's a good fight.
I'm most interested in that fight.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in that fight. Chisora versus Usyk. That is a very interesting, very appealing fight to me.
Absolutely.
That kind of fight goes back to the 70s. Styles make fights. That fight is a good fight. And that's the one I would like to see.
Oh, it's just, you know me? I'm trading Chisora. I say, look, I'll get Chisora in the best shape possible and say, boy, cut the range, get on his chest and just get on top of him all night long. Don't give him a chance to breathe and just throw everything you got at him. Hope to clip it. Hit him in the arms, hit him in his elbows, hit him in his face, hit him in his leg if you have to, hit him in his ribs, hit him everywhere you can hit him on the side of his leg, hit him everywhere. Just don't stop throwing punches.
It's a good fight.
That's how I'd get him to fight. That's why I'd tell Chisora. I say, listen, fight like he stole something out your house and just go for him. Don't even give him a chance to get out the corner, jump him, and just ambush him from round one. No breathing space. Land them big heavy punches and try and slow Usyk down. Try and break the body down and try for the first. I'll say, you know what? We may lose the first half of this fight, but the second half of this fight, we're going to come on strong and see if we can stop Usyk. Like, that's what I'd be doing. But what would your... No, well, let me not say that, because I can't ask you that question, can I? So let me keep quiet on that one. Yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
No, to be continued. I'm going through a maze of traffic right really frustrated about the traffic ahead of me. So this is a good time for me to say adios. And
Okay, Uncle. Well,
I hope to talk to you before Tony Harris and Jamal Charles, right?
okay. We'll be safe on your journeys, Uncle. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Yes, I'm
God
grateful.
bless.
Thank you.
Take care. So there you have it, Uncle Bashir and his latest thoughts on the boxing world. Hope you've enjoyed it. And I guess we'll speak to you again soon. Hope you've enjoyed the show.